Most of these stumps here in the front yard have been here for at least a year, so they're ripe for pulling up, and that's what we're going to do today using a couple of different methods. And just to be clear what I'm talking about, it's all these little guys from some clearing that we did last fall. And some of these are older than that, but I think most of the clearing was done last fall, because they were all pines, which are nothing but trouble eventually. And there's a nice mountain in that direction that you can see from the deck of the cabin. Method number one, good for smaller stumps that have been in the ground a while. Just use your foot. For a larger 4 to 5 inch diameter stump that's only been in the ground for about a year, going to use a come along and a toe strap. And I haven't mentioned yet, the reason why I cut them so high, that I leave so much stump in the ground, is so we have the leverage to do these things like push it over with your foot next year, or to use a come along, or, as we'll be seeing a little later, a winch. All right, so what I've done I tied the toe strap near the top of the pine stump, connected the other end to one end of the come along, chain to the other end, another chain for extension, and around the base of a larger tree with the grab hook. And as you might have heard on the video, the stump has already started cracking. So I'm actually going to reset this to grab it a little lower to see if I can pull out the roots too. Might have left this one in the ground a little too long. See how it goes. I've reset the toe strap. Hopefully that's not too low. And we'll see if we can get the roots along with the stump. That'd be nice. Hopefully that snap I just heard is a root. I think it is. There we go. There we go. Yeah, that was a close one. That was a close one. Thought we're going to end up leaving the roots in the ground. Yeah, with pine, a year, really, even a year is almost too long. It starts to rot so quickly. Method number 3, which is probably complete and total overkill for the situation, is to use a winch. Might be complete overkill, but it'll be fun. Got things set up here. Got a chain around the top of the stump going to a snatch block. The cable from the winch goes through the snatch block and ties off to a second chain around the base of this birch tree. The winch is on its own chain here, also around the base of the birch tree. Got a battery here, some jumper cables, ready to go in forward mode. I just have to touch the negative battery cable to that top contact, and we'd be ready to go, except we're not, because this is very sketchy. So what I typically do is I put blankets and towels over the line in case it snaps or something. It doesn't come back and hit me in the eye. So I'm going to do that now. Okay, so here's where you have to be pretty careful about things. You have to stop often because the blankets could be pulled this way and that way to get sucked into the winch or sucked into the snatch block. In some of my other videos, you might have seen me in that striped shirt that's all torn at the bottom in the back. That's because I had it on a wire and it got caught up. Okay, so we're gonna go slow, just a little bit at a time. There's a lot of tension on it now. The good news is the blankets aren't moving too much. And the second good news is I do hear the stump. Maybe I'll put you guys down there and get a close-up of it coming out of the ground. Okay, sketch level 11. Here we go. Well, that didn't really work. Here's the deal, kids. Failing at something is not fun. Failing at something on camera is really not fun. So I've reset this snatch block and chain here to the stump next to it, which was cut, I think, at the same time. Maybe I'm not thinking right. Maybe these were cut 2 seasons ago. Anyway, I put it lower on the stump. It's a smaller diameter stump. And we'll start low and see if we can pull up the roots and all with the snatch block. Because otherwise, I mean, with the winch, it's otherwise set up exactly the same as before. So I'm just going to leave you here and we'll see what happens. Sketch factor 9.2. It's a smaller stump. Okay, and I'm stopping because the blanket's getting pulled into the snatch block over here. So we're gonna just slide it back a bit and continue. I'm hearing the right types of crunching sounds, so I think this one's gonna be a success. See if I can get any more out of this winch. Come on. Oh, almost. There we go. There we go. All right, we're out. All righty. Yeah, that's better. And that's even better, because it's done. I'm not sure if there's enough oomph left in that battery, but I'm not one to give up. I know that I can always chainsaw this flat to the ground, but I figured give it one last shot. It seems to be breaking about here. I put the chain here. It's pretty rotted on the bottom. It's worth a shot. Maybe we can get some or more of the roots up. It's not happy. I think I'll reset the chain a little higher. I don't think this battery is going to be happy. I brought the chain up a little bit, but can't bring it up two more because it's already cracked above that spot, just above that spot. We'll try it one more time. Doesn't want to go. Here's what I'm thinking. It's entirely possible that this stump just needs a little encouragement. Don't ever do this, kids. Maybe that'll help. And a charged battery would help, except I don't have that right now. Close. More encouragement needed. you guys probably figured out I really don't like flat chainsawing things. I'd rather the stump just come out of the ground like a good stump. Again, this is under tension. Don't ever do this at home. Yeah, that's under tension. Hit the battery again, see if that made a difference. Ooh, good winch. Well, 2 rounds of extra encouragement did work. Of course, my camera got filled up and I didn't know. But that was beautiful coming out. It kind of looked like the other one. It took up half my yard with it. And because I was in Mr. Determination mode, I stopped paying attention to my blanket. And this is why you have to watch it. So I'm going to have to cut it there for the day. I just deleted some files just so I could film this. And but that's it. That's the 3 methods for getting out stumps. I'm going to finish clearing the yard. Maybe I have some room for a time lapse of that, and hopefully I can take an after photo. But that's it. You know, this you cut them high, and then the next year, you know, if it's a year or less, even for pines, you come kick them over with your foot and just pull them up by hand sometimes. The second method is to use come along, which is somewhere over there. Come along. And the third method is just to get crazy, use a winch, and get her done. My poor battery. All right, guys, freedom lovers, gals, thanks for watching. And this is what I was going after at the end of the time lapse. This little birch stump gave me a problem because it was taller, but it snapped off during my first attempt. So I pulled it one way, I pulled it the other way, and then it snapped. And I've already been out here, but after I pulled it one way and the other way, I basically stepped on it this way and then gave it a good kick this way. And it was out, and it was right in the middle of the yard, so that's nice to see that gone. I'd say I got about between 1/3 and 1/2 of the way done today. And I just cleaned up because it was raining and the battery was dead, but now the sun's back out. All right, thanks for watching, freedom lovers.